Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. This is episode 18 of Project 2 of the Joy of Functional Game Dev. And the um, GitHub release is the 0.17.1. There was a little bit of work I did. Nothing that's really going to impact our day-to-day, but more stuff with the binding, and I'll even go over it. Stuff dealing with the mouse and stuff dealing with events. It's something that just gets it closer to complete, but there's these things that it takes like an hour to do that, so we'd have 800 episodes of watching me p-invoke. But so that's enough of that. The Trello board, I've done some stuff since last time, because now I got things on the board, and then ideas started to strike, and at least a couple of these, because now we got storms, sea monsters, pirates, and merfolk. And all these things are, hey, what happens when your ship interacts with them? I started to write some things like the storms will damage the boat and how they move, and I said, hey, maybe they split, or they and how it gets destroyed, and a new storm should be generated every 5 turns, just randomly on the board somewhere, and that this leads to um, what kind of stuff we got going on as far as how the game has to work, which means we need some sort of state inside of each of our objects, each of our map objects. And so that's where we're going to go today, is some in our map object. We need to start having we start taking a look at our map cell and our map objects, and this is going to be so this is so map object needs to be updated, and so step 1 is I want to have a unit of time, and we're going to do a measure, and we're going to do type. It's just going to be called a turn. So turn is when you move your boat, it's going to take exactly, well, on average, 1 turn. I'm thinking if you move your boat and your boat is damaged, maybe it takes more than 1 turn. And so this stuff is going to be typically float of turn. Is how we're going to do this stuff. And so so we've got an object, which is a map object. That's an option. And this is insufficient. So I need to store in my map object. So I may have an object, I may not. And any object that's there has certain properties about it, and then it has special properties based on what type of object it is. So boat, storm, pirate, sea monster, merfolk, those things have special properties about the boat, about the storm, about the pirate, or about the sea monster. But in addition to that, there's stuff that is there for everything, and hopefully that is relatively clear. So it's map object. So I still want it map object to be the thing. This is a map object, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to rename this to map object detail. The map object detail will have the particular things, but my map object is going to be a record that is so we're going to have a current turn, which is a float of turn. So the current turn. And then of course we have map object. We have detail, which is the map object detail. And so that's properties equals. I'm gonna need. I don't really have an anything at the moment. Let's go with hull, and that'll be a for the moment it'll be an int. Type storm properties equals. There'll be a damage int. We don't need that. Type pirate properties is hull int. It's gonna seem the same as boat properties. These will differentiate as we go along. And also, there's gonna be there's another type, pirate attitude, which is a neutral. We're gonna go with friendly, neutral, and enemy, just to get started. And in addition to the hull strength, we have an attitude, pirate attitude. If that makes sense. The storm properties, the boat properties just is a hull. We'll have maximum hull. Or we do it a different way. But, okay, so hull, doesn't matter what his maximum is. He's only ever going to lose it. His attitude is what's his disposition towards there, and that sort of will drive his AI. We're going to do a type sea monster. Is he's got health, which is an int. We're going to do a type sea monster attitude, which is he's not going to be friendly. He's either going to be neutral or enraged. He's not really an enemy. You just made him mad. Sea monster attitude. And then let's type merfolk equals. It's mostly just going to have a merfolk attitude. Folk attitude equals is going to be friendly. He's going to be friendly. He's going to be neutral. He's going to be call one wary, and then one that is enemy. So, and then this will have just an attitude, merfolk attitude. So we got all these things, and now it's going to be boat properties. Storm properties of pirate properties of sea monster proper of merfolk properties. It's called sea monster properties. Okay, merfolk properties. So now so map cell is currently a map object detail option. And now it's going to be a map object option. And now things are going to get interesting because a lot of stuff is just not going to compile. But once it does, then we're going to be much further on the way. I was expected to have so move boat. So set object is no longer correct. So let's go there. And map cell, where's my set object? Set terrain. And the cell location, that's terrain. Set object. And this is now going to be a map object. Set object wrap is no longer a detail. Okay. Good. So now those are right. Get player location. So some So right here is a okay. And this is where we wind up with just cell.object. That is a map object. And it is time to do an active pattern. Let's look up the syntax for active pattern. Active pattern, because I don't remember, do I do parentheses or not? So yes, parentheses and pipes. So that is what we're going to do there. Because what I want is to take is boat is mer oak is storm. So you just call it boat, storm, sea monster, pirate, merfolk. And what do I do with the dot dot dot? There's also I want to be able to be whatever. Partial active patterns. Sometimes you'll need a portion space. So let reading here. To find a partial active pattern, use a wildcard at the end of the list. Pattern inside the banana clips. The following coded. So string of integer I. Oh, I see. So if I do, well, I don't want to do that. I don't need that. And so nothing. And we got map object, which is a map object option equals, and I have to put this one. Nothing. I'm going to take a map object option, and this returns my. So it returns the choice, and choice is A, B, C, D, E, F. So equals match map object with if it's none, then we return nothing. Some object match object with boat x boat. some object, object dot detail with. Okay, and we have pirate, pirate X is a pirate. Storm X is a storm. A sea monster is a. I don't need the X. I mean, yes, I can put it there, but I think it's more correct to put this like so. So there we go. Sea monster is a sea monster, and merfolk. It's like capital M. Merfolk. This may not be the best active pattern in the world, but that's okay. Alright, and that'll be nothing. So anything else? So we can say now, because now we're going to match cell.object, which is a map object location. So if it's a boat, that's the location. Yeah. And so active patterns, right? Now I could also write this some object where, or is it when object.detail is a boat, but is whatever, but this, I think this is more concise, and I think this gives a greater sense of what it's doing. This rule will never be matched. No, I guess we don't need it then. So the only reason you're going to wind up with nothing is because there's a none. And that's cool. So get player location. If it matches boat, then we're a boat. And that's quite handy, isn't it? So these don't. This is the perfect time for one of these. But moving right along. Well, because now we can use this and we can just say, is this map object one of these things? And rather than having to go in and examine them each time, here's the active pattern to go. This is what it is. So that's really cool. But so we are still on the road to compilation. And expression was expected to have type some. So get player location. So really this is, so let boat equal state.mapGrid player location. So now I got boat. So map.map. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to do it here. Some cell location. Here's the boat. So now boat is a map cell, but I don't want a map cell. Dot object. So that's the boat at the location. So now we put the boat. Don't have to put some boat, just put boat. And so we move the boat. Grab out the boat, Put the boat there. All right. Still failing. What do we got next? So object render cells X. What is X? X is some X dot detail? I think so. Here has type. So object render cells. Go to the definition. Equals function about let's put our little spaces in here. Let's be good little idiomatic F# developers. So it takes a and this is one of those things I think I may need to put our actual parameter match detail object detail match detail with. Oh no, no. Oh, if you're about, there's that. I get to use this again, don't I? I get to do this. You're gonna be the map. Get to be a map object option. Object render cells. Map object option to a render cell. So you're a and and nothing. Just call it 0 and all black, right? 0, 0. Dot black. Dot black. So that's going to return to a render cell. Neat. All right. Render cell. It's just going to be X, right? And this should really be better. Map object. Bad habit of using X for everything. Makes for write-only code. I'll do some map object. Okay. Neat. So the world object map detail storm. With a hull of 10. Object detail boat. Go ahead, go to the definition there. And the boat property hull and maximum hull. Up. Equal maximum hull equals 10 also. And the storm, what did it have? Damage? Eek. This is getting quite messy. What do we have? We have that one's damage. Alright. Let's call it a damage of 1. 1. He's got a hull of 5. Attitude of neutral. Pirate attitude. Neutral. Health equals 5. Attitude equals C. Monster attitude dot neutral. And what do I have here? My merfolk. Yeah, this is gonna have to. There's just too much stuff here. This is getting. Let's put you back down there. This is getting quite ugly, and I don't want. Is it just an attitude that they have? What else do they have? Merfolk properties just have an attitude. Attitude. Merfolk. Attitude dot neutral. Set object wrapped. So creating the world, the set object wrapped. So create world is wrong. So my set terrain func is a. That needs to be that. Okay. Generate world objects. Go to the definition there. But now detail. Like some object. So all my objects. That's the. This is like an object detail. Some. My map object is a turn. I'm creating this. Current turn equals 0.0 turn. What's it called? Detail? So map object, that, and then a detail. Detail equals detail. So current turn is, okay, so all the turns start off at 0. And then, and that's the detail. So now, we're now building, and that's quite a thing. Will you work? Okay. Alright. Alright, now all you can do is eat them. Which does absolutely nothing, but that's cool. And that's a great place to be at. And now we've got things in so actually what the deal is here is whenever you move, it's time to move everything else as well. And that's going to be our next little bit, because now we have our current turn. So when I move the boat, actually, truth be told, things are really, really bad. This is world creation. Is it time? It kind of is. Generating islands. Distance formula here doesn't belong any place in particular. This stuff really goes into cell location. Yeah. It's time, unfortunately, to move some things around. This goes into cell location because this stuff is used there, and we're going to, as we go, rebuild as we go along. So that one's still cool. But all of this stuff, so these are place island, island template, map locations. These right here, set terrain, wrapped. And these are okay. All this stuff I have to make a sniper folder to go with a map. It has to be map. Call map cells. That's gonna go. This has to go right in there. Move to folder, map cells, go. Do you still build? Failure. What's the problem? And yes, sir, it is time to restart Visual Studio. We close you, and we open you. And we see that, oh, look, map cells didn't really do anything. Now we build, and that should be just fine. And look, yay! Want to make one called terrain. Wait, what is map cell? So I need map terrain. And also, where are these things? This is getting kind of jacked. So I'm gonna go with adding a new item called terrain. We're going to have all sorts of wonderful things in here. And all those wonderful things are consisting of just the map terrain. Build it. Make it work. Can't make it work because I don't know what a water is. We open map terrain. Now on map cell doesn't really exist there, so I have to also put it there, and that should get rid of most of my problem. Yep. But now, and these things, find all references. So, there's world size, and there's do I actually need map columns? I don't think I do. I just replace it here. Just replace that there and get rid of these two. Find whatever place I'm actually using that. It's world size dot column, world size dot row. And that's very cool. And I think I want some constants in here. I'm going to add them. I'm just going to call it constants. It's going to go above map cell and below map terrain. And these things are going to be here. And we build it because it's going to go nope. Column. Up this needs open cell location. And my problem is world size is not defined, so I also want to put map locations because this is also a constant. These are constants. That's a failure. Map locations. So do I just do a constants dot? Constants dot island distance. All right. Yeah, this doesn't seem right at all. Okay, but that doesn't seem the thing to do. So these things are all. I think what I want to do is I want these templates, which are just ugly, ugly things. That can be in constants. And a visibility template. Till such time as I come up with a better place to put them. And we need to open map terrain. So it should be constants dot. Build it. Get built. And then visibility location, or for visibility template. Not accessible. Okay, I'm gonna do a spot check, just see. Do we still run? Does it still work? Yeah, it sure does. Okay. Now, how's map cell looking here? One of the things I want to do is definitely map object. So let's add a new item of map object. I want to take all of these things here, including and this is gonna cause a lot of ruckus here. The compiler is not going to be happy about this at all. Now, can this go before the constants? And I think it can, but it's going to complain. So in map cell, try find what's a map cell. No, map cell needs to be map cell still needs to be here. So map object, open map object. This is going to be quite a bit better. Map object is not defined. So object render cell, game state. Map object dot map object dot an option. This is the greatest stuff ever. Come on, and spot check again. You're gonna run. I know you're gonna run. Oh, all right. And this is a bit of overhauling and whatnot, but and quite frankly, it's sorely overdue. Well, actually, this guy right over here can go in with map object because that's all it needs. That's all right. Does it still work? Do you still work? This rule will never be matched. Where? Map turn right, so wait, it's map object dump out. Right? Well, let's match my detail with longer. Let's do this. Let's open map object up top and see if that removes the complaint. And it does. Okay, good. So then map cell does all of this stuff. But what I want to do, player location stays there, but what I want is to add a create. Map create. And all the things that are right here. Build you. Okay, what don't we like? need to open cell location, open constants. I don't need to open constants. Open map object, open map terrain. Open map cell. Build it? Come on, you gotta work. Visible flags. Maybe the update visible flags can go. That one can go here. Thanks. We're almost there. We are almost there. Still failing. Create world. So really, open map create. Gonna work. You're actually gonna work. Can we draw? Run into anything? Right to an island. Do I get my... Not finding anything. Did I not? Well, I obviously got the boat. Where's... There we go. There's some somethings. Alright. Well, that's cool. Alright, so now we've got the ability to track time, even though we're not yet tracking time. The one thing that I do want to do while tracking time is when I'm moving the boat, I got the boat, and boat is what? Boat is a map object option. But the thing is I know that it is, I know that it has a value, so it's there. So it gives the player location. I know that it has to be there. And then this can be some boat. With current turn equals boat current turn plus 1.0 turn. And predictions, where are you? I have to bring in map object, don't I? Open map object. So it's going to add a turn. So now it's going to do that. And then after the boat has moved, and this will happen for next time. I got a map grid. So, and this is going to have to be a update, for lack of a better term, update actors. And now let update actors which takes a cell map. So where's update visible flags? I'll go grab it from there. Update visible flags. And there's the map. And returns a map. That is going to just return map. So right here we have a nice to-do. Update all vectors based on current turn of the boat. And also, depending on, there's also like a collision that needs to happen here. But that's okay. We're just gonna make a move. And actually, we're going to probably do the next time. So we're going to update the actors. The thing is I need to have a turn number. I want a actors current turn, which is a float turn. And so all right. All right. Don't really have the time to get this started today. Basically, update actors, we're going to go through the map and we're going to check for map objects, and we're going to check it against the current turn. If the current turn is greater than the map object's turn, the actor is going to do something, or at least have an opportunity to do something. And we'll be able to spin on those here, and next time we've laid the groundwork, so next time we can get some of these actors moving. We can then start to interact, get the interactions going. And it's really actually a quite exciting time for this project because we're really starting to get something. It's taken 18 episodes, basically 18 hours to get somewhere. But that's all right. Sometimes the ideas come quickly and sometimes the ideas come lately. But in any case, thanks so much for going on this journey with me. And as always, keep the joy of functional game dev in your heart. And I'll see you next time.